Alright, what's up guys? Welcome to the video. Today, I'm going to be telling you what I've learned after I've had 1,000 hours on MX bikes. I'm at 998, but I can still make this video. I'm sure by the time this video goes up, I'll have 1,000, which is crazy to me. I don't think I've hit 1,000 on a game yet. I mean, obviously Fortnite, but on computer, I haven't. So, yeah, I'm just going to be going over a few things that I've learned in my time on this video game. And I will try to teach you guys uh, the best tips I have, I guess. Today we are riding a 2003 Jeremy McGrath YZ250 two-stroke. YZ RM250 two-stroke. I am having a stroke myself. You guys couldn't tell. So yeah, let's talk about the tips now. So my first tip actually, will be do whatever feels comfortable and not what others are doing and what's like quote unquote the fastest. Because I mean, like if this outside right here felt really good to you, get that down before anything. Or this inside wasn't the fastest. Say that inside wasn't the fastest, but you felt the most comfortable doing it. Do that until you get it down, and then work on the fast line. To say right there, that's obviously not the fast line, but say it's more comfortable, take that line. Really doesn't matter. As long as you're comfortable and getting used to the track, that's all you can ask for. Like this inside, right here, probably not my favorite line to take. I much prefer the outside. The outside's so much more fun, but it's not as fast. But guess what I was doing the whole time I was learning this track? I was going all the way outside and just slamming that thing. I haven't taken it in so long that that's gonna happen when I try. But now I take the fast line, quote unquote fast line, right here, and try to make my best efforts of it. And yeah, so that's my first tip, is just do whatever's comfortable. And the next will be keep the back wheel on the ground for more power. I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but it's a huge part of my riding style in this game is to get the back wheel down. We're coming up on a place where it is very important to get that back wheel down and out of the corner or on a landing or anywhere really where you just want to keep that back wheel on the ground, and there's plenty of ways to do so. But right there, if you want to take this inside, which I probably should have, it's probably a little bit better for the tip I'm trying to give. If you want to go inside in this next corner right here, you've got to keep the back wheel on the ground, try to get enough to come up and over. And then this one right here, on this downside, you don't really have to do anything. But right on the back side of this roller right here, you want that back wheel down as quick as possible. You see how I'm always putting my back wheel on the ground first. It's just trying to get the power down early. You can gain some time doing it. And even right here, if you wanted to roll up it like that. And how you keep your back on the ground, you'll notice when you first take a jump, I like to stand up and lean forward. My rider lean forward. What that does is pulls my chest up to the bars, and it lets that happen. I guess you guys just saw I was leaning backwards. I'll try forwards. Not there. Forwards helps you with keeping it. It's pretty much the same as backwards, but it helps your balance, I guess. It helps your balance out with your, since you're leaning forward, it's like you're not going to loop out right as you hit your back wheel on the ground. So just a good tip from me is to keep your back wheel on the ground or at least try to keep it on the ground. And that is probably my best tip to you. Right here, try to get that power down, land, wheel down, just try to stretch that out. So it all just comes with time as well. But what I recommend doing is practicing trying to keep that back wheel on the ground right here. Want it on the ground as soon as possible. Try to pick up the most speed you can on this straightaway. And then kind of just falls into the rest of whatever else your riding style is. But best way to try to gain some speed is to keep that back on the ground. And you're going to do that. You're going to do that. You're going to do it well. And it's going to help you a lot. So, on to the next tip. Run comfortable settings. So, me personally, with my settings in game, they aren't the most common thing ever, right? But they're what, like, I learned on some settings that, you know, obviously I wish I had changed a little bit earlier, but that's like every game anyone's ever played. You wish you had changed them a little bit earlier. But what I'm trying to incorporate here, I guess, is the settings that I used to run didn't make me go the fastest, but they made me feel the best without like having to go so far out of a comfort zone. Oh wow, that picked up power. So in your comfort zone of settings, right? I have mine's still not even like a traditional MX Bikes settings. Like, my settings are so different compared to a lot of the higher level players of the game. Like, they all run some crazy, like, however far you lean your joystick is however far you lean. You have to bring it back up manually. I run just my own settings, nothing like that. If you guys want a settings video, I already have one up on my page, and I'm still running the current settings. So if I ever change those, I'll make sure to tell you guys. And yeah, so just run whatever settings you feel best on, and then maybe try to improve upon them slowly, other than just rushing into new settings that don't work for you. So just tip right there. That's what I did, and I wish I had switched earlier. And so just start switching, I guess, as soon as you can, but to the point where it's still comfortable and you're making minor switches at a time, where you're not just like full on committing to new settings, making the game unfun, and you literally have to relearn it. Just go like a step or two at a time, and you should be fine. The next one is anticipate corners / apex the corners. So what I'm saying by this is some corners are so wild, like this one right here. If I wanted to fit up the inside, or like this one, this is actually perfect. Come to the top of this one, you want to like jump like that across all the ruts, right? Like, you're not actually going to use the rut. That's what I'm trying to say, is you're going to come from the outside, far outside, and if you're going to try to make that inside, you're going to, like, if you want to do that, like, that is fast and it's still fun. You're just anticipating what's ahead of you. And like this one, you want to swing from outside in. Obviously, probably not the fastest line on that corner, but I'm just saying you want to anticipate with whatever you're doing. And by going out far and caving in could be a way to do it, or to even run a little bit outside, like right here. I'm going to run a little bit outside. I'm still anticipating the bumps and the berm, so I'm still doing that quite well. And then there's some right here like this. Okay, that was really bad. So say I'm coming up and I want to still make this inside rut, but I land here. I can even turn into it halfway in the rut. It's not like I have to slow all the way back down just to get the inside, or just ride the outside line or the middle line. I want to make sure I'm getting the most time. So it's still possible to miss a rut and then going right back in it, like this one just did that. So it's all part of the game, and as far as you get good at these things that can help you, like, obviously you're gonna get better, but it also takes a lot of time. So with this outside right here, you don't really need to anticipate anything. right? It's just kind of an outside corner. It's nothing special. And so there's that. On to the next one. Sometimes you don't even need to use the ruts. On most tracks, it's probably recommended you use the ruts. But on some, ruts are so bad and so far out of place. Like right here, I don't even use the ruts. I don't even think about the ruts when they're there. Right here, obviously, yes, you use the ruts. Obviously here, yes, you want to use the ruts, as I just got the worst run through that corner. This one, of course, use the ruts, as I poorly anticipate that. And in most corners and most tracks, like I said, you want to use the ruts. Right here, I don't find myself like sticking to a rut. And right here, you could easily cross over them. But what I'm saying is sometimes it's just faster to not stick in a rut. Like I said right here on this corner with the anticipation thing. It's the same deal. You don't need the ruts. Say if I were to do this, slow down, get this rut, then use it, right? It's just so much slower than jumping across all of them or just not using them in general. And right here, I can easily just cut back across, try to get up and over, and whatnot. So, you just don't need the rut sometimes. Right here, I'm sure there's a rutless line that you don't need to be taking. And this one right here, you probably want to use the ruts, even though there's a line somewhere where you just don't need them. So, what I'm trying to say is that ruts aren't always the fastest line. Like it doesn't matter, right? Like you can skip over a rut. Say this inside right here, you could cave in and then say that it was faster to just do something like that. Then do that. You don't have to use the ruts. They're there for like the flow of the track, I guess. And you can always mess with the flow of the track. Nothing holding you strictly to the track and the track boundaries and the track whatever. Other than the timing gates, that's pretty much it. As I crash into that miraculously. And don't be scared to crash on an absolute burner of a lap is my next one, right? So if you have the best lap of your life going, keep it going. Don't be cautious nilly-nilly. You want to make that lap even better, right? So you don't want to be like, okay, I'm so-and-so up on my lap. What do I do now? You don't just chill it out and kind of slow down and go dilly-dally. You don't do that. You just want to keep on going. You want to absolutely huck it. Because you know what you're capable of once you've hit. See, like right now, my time's only going up, right? Oh, I crashed. Oh, well, I was going for the faster line other than taking a time cut. And basically cheating yourself out of one of the best laps that you can possibly get. Say I mess up this rut. Oh, no. And that's pretty much my lap. Like, don't be scared to just huck it back up onto the pace. Like, if it's a burner, just run it. Obviously, for the first half of the lap or so, you were running great. And then, why stop running great just to run a little less great and a little bit more slow? A little bit more cautious and a little bit... It just throws your brain off. So, if you're on any sort of fast lap, right? You want to make sure you're going fully pinned to the lap ends. That's the only advice I got for you. If you're going for a burner, or if you have like one going and you want it to be really good. If you want to beat your homie's lap that only has a second above you, right? And you say you're 0.8 seconds up, you're not beating his lap. But if you give that extra 0.2 seconds worth of effort, you're going to beat his lap. So why not give it that other than getting close to his lap? Why not try to beat it? And then you know what you're capable of and you know what lines to take and you know how fast to take them. So just something there. Last one is huge. Probably the biggest tip of the whole entire video. It is that standing. Standing can help you with anything in this game. Standing is the most, useful mechanic in this game. Standing and sitting down really just show you how this game works. Is sitting and standing. So standing can help you with, I don't know if you guys have seen in past videos, right? Like I'm standing and not standing so often Like, I can go back and forth maybe 30, 40 times per lap. Like, it is crazy. You don't even make it through those bumps, anything. So I'm here to tell you what standing helps you with, and how to use it, so you guys can kind of understand. It helps with, first one, bumps. So look, as I'm going to go, oh, I can use this one right here, that's fine. So say I go outside right here, I'm going to say sitting the whole entire time. See how badly I'm affected by those bumps? They aren't so bad, right? But something like that, or this right here, this one, these bumps right here, it's just so hard to make that corner because it's so bumpy, right? But if I go back and I end up standing up through those, we're gonna go ahead and try to do so. Go back around, eat some dirt, and then come over here, and then go through the hardest section. It's just easy peasy, light flow, and then you'll see the same exact thing right here. Go through the hardest of roughs, come into that corner. Maybe your back end picks up a little bit, but obviously want to try standing through most of the bumps. Like I said, you guys can look at the bottom right next to where my gears are, how often I stand up and how often I don't. So when the when the red thing is there, it means you're standing up, and when it's gone, it's sitting down. So on most of the time, sitting down, I think I'd be a good, better percentage of, but still standing up so much that it's just something to look at. Like heading into that corner there, probably want to stand up to avoid all the bumps. And then it can help you with a flat landing. So let's go find something to absolutely just bum my suspension out and see what standing up can do for us. Right here, I see. Say we want to take a big booter off of this onto flat. There you go. Standing can help you. It's just as simple as that. Standing will help you. You just want to go just straight to flat landing. Standing's your thing, right? But if you want to absolutely send it while you're sitting and landing, it's just not gonna end well. So if you ever find yourself landing flat, try to keep your front wheel higher and land with standing, because it minimizes the damage a lot, and it also can help with casing jumps, as I will show you right here. This one, that I'm so close to getting up this, but I case it. See, when I stand, I don't lose much, but obviously, you lose some because you're casing a jump, mind you. And say I were to do that sitting down, say I were to case the jump sitting down, I bounce. I get that extra bounce right there. You don't want that extra bounce. So that's also it. And then a tough lip, I have written down. It is meant for something a little bit more Supercross related, probably. Like, say this lip was to the moon, right? Probably want to stand up during it. I guess this one's a good indication right here. See how up down it is right here? See how steep that one is? And the one after that. So we'll show you. Right here, you can still clear it standing or sitting. I'm gonna go to Supercross for this one. It's just harder to explain on motocross. So let's go over to the Supercross and into this corner. This is like the most perfect you can get it right here. If you were to go far outside and you're to get it, you're gonna clean, right? You're gonna get it clean when you're sitting down. But there's also parts on this lip where it's not so like that. Like, it's so steep on the right side, and when you're sitting down, you may actually end up spinning out. But like right here, from where the berm comes down at, say you ride the berm all the way up to here and go here. It's just such a steep adjustment. So when you're standing up, your legs really take it in the game other than your bike. So to stand right here and get up and over, it's just so much easier than to sit down and try to hit one of the tougher lips. Like, if I ended up just like rolling up to this out of a corner, like sitting down, I'm gonna be like stood right the hell up. I don't have a chance. But coming out of a corner, and then I stand up, you can go up it a little bit more smoothly and whatever it seems to be. Obviously, that's just one you kind of have to learn on your own, as I can't really show you any good situations, especially on this track. So just something I'm trying to get you to understand, not really a example or tutorial. And then another thing I do recommend is learning how to seat balance. You do that a lot when you're standing. Right here is one that you really want to seat balance if you ever try to make it over. And then you see how I get that back wheel down and try to get as much power as I can. And so something to learn is definitely seat balancing. If I had a controller overlay, holy shit, I would try to help you guys learn it, but unfortunately I don't, and it's just way too hard to explain. So probably go watch someone else's video on it. So yeah, I think that'll do it for me and what I've learned in my 1,000 hours longer video. I know, but I think it's well worth the time. And if you guys did like the video, make sure to like. If you guys aren't already subscribed, subscribe. And if you like the video, like the video. That's how straightforward it is. So thank you guys for watching. If this helped at all, tell me down in the comments how much it helped, and boost my ego. Be great. Yeah, I'll see you guys later.